Alright, Leon Edwards head coach Dave Lavelle says Belal Muhammad is probably next, which would mean fighting Edwards at UFC 304 in Manchester, England. And while it might be slightly biased, Dave gives his prediction for how the rematch will go down.
No, the UFC's over here in, is it July?
July, yeah.
So no doubt Leon will be on that bill. Unfortunately, he couldn't make the 300 bill for whatever reasons. The lads they was put to him, Shafkat, Khamzat and Islam, they was all fasting. We was ready to go, but you know, it is what it is. So because he wasn't on the 300 bill, no doubt there's a big Muslim contingency in England, in Manchester. So I think it will be Belal. It's not written in stone, but 99.9 I think it'll be Belal.
And in terms of how he deals with Belal, how do you reckon he gets the job done?
Well, Belal for me can bring only his wrestling A game. Leon's proved to the world he can wrestle with the best. I don't see Belal wanting to stand and strike with him, at no time at all. He got his ass served to him for a round and a half in the last fight. So I don't see him wanting to stand with Leon. So he'll be looking to grind Leon to the cage, take him down, maul him when he's down, and probably steal a decision that way, you know. But Leon's got all bases covered, as we always do. For us, if that eye poke never happened, I believe Leon would have finished him in the second round, the way the fight was going. To me, analysing the fight, looking back at it, you know, Belal was looking for a way out. He was looking to steal a decision, because that eye poke, right, and the noise he made, literally crying and screaming, you've heard it for yourself, the world's heard it. It's funny that he didn't have to go to hospital. He didn't have any eye damage. He didn't have to go to hospital to get his eyes tested. So what does that tell you? If the medics clear him after the fight and say you're all right, then what does that tell you? Try to steal a decision. But, you know, payback's a bitch. We'll see, yeah?
And Islam Makhachev says Dustin Poirier is the best boxer in his division, but believes his own style is bad for Dustin. And he's also targeting a champ-champ fight at welterweight with Leon Edwards.
Against him, I know my plan, you know. I just have to defend my neck from his guillotine, and that's it. He have good, but he is a legend, you know. If we talk about Dustin, he's already legend, and he have big experience in this sport. But he's the problem. He have good striking. His bad point, his wrestling and grappling, you know. But he have good guillotine. My fight style, it's bad for Dustin, because we saw his fight with Max Holloway and with the other people who have good striking. I think best boxing in this sport in my division, Dustin have, honestly, because he beat everybody in the striking. Nobody can beat him. But for the fighter who have good wrestling and good grappling, he have bad you know, bad points. He have 0-3 with the fight for the belt. He lose with Khabib, who have good wrestling and grappling. He lose with the Charles Oliveira. That's why, my opinion, my style, it's bad for him. My dream fight, I have to fight for the next division, 170. I have to fight with Leon Edwards. I think I did all the job with my division, because my division in the rankings, you know, the top 5, they already beat each other, you know. That's why I need some new challenge, some new opponent, some new belt. Yeah, I'm not underestimating, but I think I have to finish this guy and one more fight, because I think Arman is gonna be next, and that's it. And I need my second belt.
And with Bo Nickal vs Khamzat Chimaev probably going to happen sometime in the future, Bisping and Smith talk about the fight and also doubt Chimaev's cardio in his upcoming 5-round fight with Robert Whittaker.
The wrestling that Bo has, and we know, if anyone's heard me speak about Bo Nickal, I've been very complimentary. Mm-hmm. I do agree with what Robert Whittaker said, and it leads me to think of this. Yeah, he's the all-star wrestler, but whose wrestling game has been more dominant and more impressive and more effective? Khamzat Chimaev?
Khamzat. I don't even care what else you're going to say. Whoever's
that's
after
all
that, it's Khamzat.
yeah, I know. Look at the way Khamzat takes people down. Look at the way he just picked up and slammed and dominated Kamaru Usman in that first round. Look at the ability that he has. And as good as Bo Nickal is, and he's calling out Khamzat Chimaev, I'm telling you right now, if it comes down to a straight wrestling match, in that first 5 minutes at the very least, Khamzat's probably got the edge.
That's the only chink that I'll ever that I have up to this point with Khamzat is he is so dominant in the first round when he's fresh. I think he gets a little bit nervous about his conditioning as the fights wear on, because he never really wrestles a whole lot later on in the fight, the couple times that it's happened. So to be fair, he's only gone deep into fights with really high level guys.
Kamaru,
Gilbert. That's a little bit of an unfair assessment, because the times he has gone into deeper fights to a decision, it's been versus the best guys in the world. But I think there's a conditioning issue there. Because he doesn't wrestle like that deep into a fight. But like you said, first round, I just don't see different. A fight is different. Fighting and wrestling is different than just wrestling.
The thing is, so you could say, so Khamzat needs to pace himself. He's going to do 5 rounds against Whittaker. So he's got to pace himself. Well, if he paces himself, he's taken away from what makes him so great and what makes him effective. Do you know what I mean? There's no point being mediocre for 5 rounds.
You
want to be really good for 5, not immense for 1. You know what I mean? But the thing is, he's so confident in his ability of wiping them out in round 1 that he just goes for it. Well, if you take a little bit of that away and he doesn't go for the finish, then what is he going to do? You know, it's a real tricky one for Khamzat Chimaev.
It's a real mess. It's a real mess, because then he's not as dangerous if he backs off the gas a little bit.
Yeah.
And he's not as hard to deal with if he backs off the gas a little bit.
If he backs off, that's what makes him so successful, because he's just a force of nature running through people. It's a
real problem.
It's a real problem. Him and Robert Whittaker, how do you feel about that one?
I think it's a great fight. Robert looks so good. And it was his last fight?
Costa.
Last fight was Costa? Yeah. I don't know. It really depends. It comes down to the wrestling. Robert Whittaker's fought a lot of really good wrestlers, though.
Robert Whittaker beat Yoel Romero twice. Yeah,
I mean, they don't get any more bigger, stronger, and athletic than that.
Explosive,
and with a high level explosive
wrestling ability. Yeah. So no, I tell you what, fair play to Whittaker for taking that fight, because he loses to Dricus du Plessis, right? Comes back, beats Costa, back in the mix.
Yeah.
No one's putting their hand up to fight Khamzat Chimaev, but Whittaker does it. Fair play. Fair play to that guy.
Talk about strength of schedule, too. We always talk about RDA strength of schedule. You kind of go back and look at Whittaker's record. God damn, that guy's got some monsters on there. I mean, he's fought the best of the best his entire career.